come back in. No, the Greeks and Gentiles that are speaking of obtaining salvation are Israelites. They were Hellenists. See, but they didn't keep Greek speaking Jews, but they choked that out for a reason. See, but you know, the Spirit of the Lord put us on that, put it on our apostles and the men of the Lord to finesse to all that and get where we at now to dismantle them by all the deception that they have pushed all throughout the earth, man. Now that's why when they come up here, these different biblical scholars, they can't deal with the Spirit. They can't deal with Israel. That's why they so upset, because they like, well, we did put in all this work to keep these people down, and you know, we didn't try to be their heritage and put another heritage on them and all that, but now they came back into their own. How did this happen? Because this is the work of Yahweh Shai.
Right. I want to make one last statement. Just like this whole belief that we was the Israelites stem from one West, the language also is based on faith. All this comes off of faith, okay? You gotta have the spiritual eyes to see things and to believe it. And that belief comes from faith, you know? So we're not gonna trust on these things that are tangible. People can see, look, in the Hebrew Bible it says this. No, we're gonna believe through the Spirit that we have the ancient Paleo Hebrew and that we have the correct pronunciation. Because there's only one name, so we have to follow where the Spirit is, okay? You have to see what the fruit of the Spirit is, what the knowledge is, what the truth is. And then there you're gonna find what you need. Okay? It's not going to be in some book that's some scholar book. You know? We believe through the Spirit, through faith, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the Son. That's the truth. That's the right name.
Alright, brother. Alright, so brother, can you I'm gonna get this first.
It's locked in, bro. You just kept yapping. The first dude, man. I know you wanted to ignore him, man.
Yeah, I was trying to, but I just let you, keep on there talking, bro. One second, I wanna get a few precepts, brother. So can you go give me Revelation 7, and we need Revelation 14. But I wanna read this first. Okay. I got the book of Psalms 96. But I want to try to get to a point because all Jake wants to stay to get all precepts to try to, that I was trying to get into to get, put more understanding out of it, So I got the book of Psalms, right? 96 verse 1, it says, sing unto Yahweh a new song, sing unto Yahweh all the earth, sing unto Yahweh, bless his name, show forth his salvation from day to day, declare his glory among the heathen, his wonder among all people. So we have to sing unto the Lord, man. And we are singing the new song like the brother said. And the only people that can sing this new song is the elect. Okay? We're not going to sing nothing different. We're all going to sing the same exact song. We're all going to be dancing to that beat on beat. Okay? We ain't going to be off beat like Esau. Okay? That's how he is. That's why, because he can't get with this new song, man. Missing the beat. New song ain't for him, man. So he can't tune to this music that wasn't given to him. Jake was given tune to this music, but the elect of Jake. Jake is just a short word for saying Jacob, or generally Israelite. Right.
And in that choir, so to speak, of the elect singing the same, what is this, never chord? Even in that choir of the elect singing the same song, you might got your altos, your sopranos, your baritones, they add their own little flavor, their own little thing, but it all goes back to the same song. It all blends back perfectly. Like a brother may have a precept that you ain't never heard of, but it still goes back to what the doctrine is saying. You know what I'm saying? The elect are going to speak the same thing, man. You know?
Alright, bro. Alright, go ahead, bring our precept out.
This is Tobit chapter 13, verse 3. It says, confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them.
Right, that's backing up the brother's statement when we read Revelation, the 7th chapter, 9th verse. It makes multitude out of every kindred, nation, and tongue. Right, because we were scattered amongst those different nations.
They don't have a Sunday quarter today.
Yeah, they have an event.
Okay.
So, read that again. Yeah, you unlearn Jake to see that and to that also y'all be like, get out of here, you telling me tomorrow you going to slavery? No, man. That's stupid, man. Hey, for you younger Jakes out there coming into the truth, bro, don't do that, man. Alright? Quit making your situations harder than what they need to be.
Yep. Agree with our adversary quickly without going up the way with them, man.
Right.
And beautiful the brother mentioned that, because just briefly I saw a video recently this chick was inside of this beauty supply. She got locked inside till the police got there. And the police officer was being real nice. Oh, you know, hey, one way or the other, I'm gonna have to search you. You can either show that you ain't steal nothing, or the lady officer right here is gonna search you. Oh, this is unrighteous, and none. They've been having me here for 30 minutes. Agree with that adversary quickly. And that's how your dumb ass get caught up in shit. Okay, that's how you niggas get killed. If the officer's being cordial enough to give you an option, hey, go on and cooperate and get up out of there if you ain't do nothing wrong. Unless you really did it.
Yeah. No, she did. No, she did. All right, go ahead, bro.
All right, Tobit chapter 13, verse 3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them.
Yep, that's the point. That's the point.
Some more. Verse 4. Declare his greatness and extol him before all the living.
Right.
For the Lord, for he is our Lord, and he is the power of our Father. He is the power our Father forever.
Right, right. Well, God of the Israelites. That's it. Okay. All right. So go back to your second evidence.
Rise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Lord.
Right, and that's speaking of the elect, right? I want to get this Isaiah 45 verse 4. It says, for Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. So the elect are the Israelites. That's it, man. Revelation 7. Right?
Revelation 7.
You can't make yourself an elect, and you're predestinated to be the elect, right? People are predestinated to be who they're to be. These other nations are predestinated to go into slavery, right? The Israelites are predestinated to get the kingdom of heaven, right? The blessing. So that's just how it is, man. But a part of our nation, you have the 2/3 and you got the 1/3. 2/3 is going to be destroyed, and the 1/3 is going to be saved up out of here. All right, go ahead, brother. Start at 1.
Book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth.
Right, now when that is holding back is the destruction. That's the one that is holding back. Jeremiah 51, verse Go ahead, brother, I got to start trying.
Yeah, the destroying wind. The brother looking it up.
Oh, I got it, right? Yep. Jeremiah 51 and 1, it says, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and I will send upon into Babylon banners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
Yeah, like the brother just brought out, that's plain. That wind is a wind of destruction.
Yep.
Revelation 7.
Destruction from what? Destruction from the nuclear missiles, man. You see? That wind, the fanner shall fan her, man. Okay? When that wave heat,
nuclear fallout.
When that wave comes, man, that would disintegrate. I don't want to talk to you. Oh man, it would disintegrate anything it runs through. It's just like you see a clip or a movie. That's how it will actually take place. It would just run right through it. Like you see, if you see everything on the background, you see how it might have that color to it, but not when that wind come through. You see, that should be all ashy and charcoal looking. You see, a person's body, you ain't gonna see nothing but a fragment of bones laying there.
Much less a discoloration. These things are gonna be dissolved, man. This thing is gonna be ashes at the end of the day, man. Concrete buildings and all, man. Metal and all that, man. All this thing got a melting point. And you best believe when all the missiles hit, we're going to reach well beyond the melting point of any element in the American Babylon the Great. It's all going to be melted. Alright? Revelation 7 and 1. And after these things I saw the four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow in the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads.
You see, don't hurt nothing until we what? Seal the servants of our power in their foreheads, man. And that's the elect. And the elect is the only one who will be sealed with that seal, man. That name upon their foreheads.
Right.
That's it.
And I had made a point in one of the videos I made, because Christians hear that term, that the Most High is not willing that any should perish, and they think that he's talking about everybody. They start thinking the Most High contradicts himself because he's going to kill 2/3 and who he deems worthy to die. This is who he's not willing that any should die. The elect, man. That's why the scriptures say he will sift the house of Israel among the nations, but shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. What is a grain? The grain is the usable part. The chaff is the part that ain't usable. The grain is the elect. The ones that are allowed the Most High to use them through the Spirit. The ones that are doing the will of the Heavenly Father. The rest of you are just chaff, man. You was never even considered, man.
Chaff for the fire.
For the fire. The elect were chosen from the foundation of the earth. Them the ones he not willing that should perish, man. He gonna be long suffering for their sake. Not nobody else. Okay?
Oh man, and then but going into what you said, that goes back to John the 17th chapter. I can appreciate it quick back to what, right? John 17. Right, John 17. Let's see, I'll start at verse 9. It says, John 17 and 9, I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world. And I come to thee, Holy Father, keep through thy own name, Holy Father, keep through thy own name those whom thou hast given me, that they be one as we are. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou hast given me, I kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that scripture might be fulfilled. And now I come to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word, and the world have hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am of the world.
Hey, but like it just said, none of them are lost. Shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. He gonna wait till all the elect are sealed. The rest of y'all is pistol proof, man. You know, the elected in 1/3 gonna be the only group to make it, man. And then the first batch of slaves. You know, but they going straight into heavy captivity, man.
Right. It says, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is true. As thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. And as for their sakes, I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. Neither pray I for these alone, but them also which shall believe on me through their word.
See, he elect. And the 144,000 and the 1/3 believers, man.
Right.
Like we went into earlier, man. Beautiful.
Right.
Revelation 7. All right. And 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000.
Right, so, you know, you can just jump to verse 9. So it's about to name the 12 respective tribes. 12,000 from each tribe. 12 times 12 is 144. And those are the ones that are sealed. Now I was about to mention another group, but these group of people are still Israelites.
After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Go ahead, bring it down, bro.
Hey, so like we were going into with the new believe in IUIC and all that.
Yep.
Those are the people that were scattered. The Israelites were scattered into all nations.
Yep.
So when it talks about being gathered from all different nations and tongues and kindreds, that's the children of Israel from the seed line of Israel that have gained these other characteristics, so to speak, okay? But the Most High have chosen to take them out, have chosen to reserve them and bring them out of those lands which they were scattered, man. That's why you see camps popping up all over the world, man. In these different countries, man.
Right, yeah. James 1:1 says James is servant of the Most High Yahweh and the Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting. See, as the brother was saying. So James and them knew that the other Israelites, they were scattered amongst different lands. And on top of that, the Lord is going to what? He's going to come recover, right, some of the elect from some of the different lands that they were scattered. Let me get that. You got some? Okay, get it. All right, that's what I was getting to. I'll look at the other one. Isaiah 11. I believe it started at 12, if I'm not mistaken.
This is Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12.
Yep.
And he shall set up an ensign. This is Isaiah 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again to the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
All right, so go ahead.
Which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall, verse 12, he shall set up an ensign with the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
So it's naming all those different lands where what? The Lord's going to set his hand a second time to recover the Israelites where they're scattered at. See? So we don't got to go back and run to our homeland, man. All we got to do is have faith and wait on Yahweh and Yahweh. Okay? You got to believe that the Lord's going to deliver you that wherever you dwell at, man. And the Lord is going to do that, man. If you're of the elect. And we don't know if you're of the elect. Okay? Well, we know for sure we don't got to run to our homeland when we know that the Lord's going to take us there, man. You see? Scripture says, you know, hey, just like towards getting vengeance, like wait ye upon me. We're supposed to wait upon the Lord to take us back to our homeland, man. You don't want to go there on your own. Our land is destroyed and polluted anyway right now, man. That place got to get melted, man.
Just briefly quoting, he that seeketh to save his life shall lose it. And he that loseth for my sake shall gain much more, you know. Roughly paraphrasing, man. And you trying to flee Babylon, that's you seeking to save your life. This place can already be destroyed, man. You can't run from it.
Right. Any more on that?
Yeah, that's it. It says, so like, I'll read that again. This is Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
Right, so there's not going to be that enmity between the tribes anymore, man. You see? We're not going to be at each other's neck no more, okay? And you see us right now coming together, man. You see? You got you got some of the so-called Negroes mingling with the Mexicans. You got the Mexicans mingling with the Puerto Ricans. And you got Dominicans mingling with the Haitians, okay? But before we knew, a lot of the times they was beefing, man. Okay? Now you still do have that going on to a certain extent. Don't get me wrong, because the curse is still on us. But hey, the men that's coming back to the spirit, we all amongst each other, dwelling together, man. Brothers in the different tribes, man. See? And on top of that, you even got Jacob and the world that's starting to come together, so to speak. See? Go ahead.
It says, but they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west, and shall spoil them of the east together.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. Yeah, that's the point. Oh no, go ahead. Finish that out.
And shall spoil them from the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom, and Moab and the children of Ammon shall obey them.
You see, we're going to be together doing that, man. So guess what? That's another scripture that you know that you devils is going in captivity, man. You see? And we're a part of this little army, and when the Lord sends his army, when it's that time, from fishers to hunters, we're going to put our hands on these devils, man. You see? All you nations, man. Okay? That's it? All right. So let's go back to where we was at.
2nd Ezra chapter 2.
Yeah, I still want to bring some stuff out.
2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 39. Which are departed from the shadow of the world and have received glorious garments of the Lord. Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord. The number of thy children whom thou lodgest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
Right. Let me get a precept real quick. Right. Read that last part again, brother. That people.
It says, beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
Right. Who were the people that were called from the beginning? Right. The Israelites. The Israelites were called from the beginning that they might be hallowed, that they might be sanctified, that they may be the holy, that they may be that they to be the chosen people. But within that world, you have an elect. Okay. So book of Deuteronomy.
Oh, what was that scripture again? The one you just read?
2nd Ezra chapter 2.
Read that last part again one more time. Sorry, bro.
It says, the number of thy children whom thou lodgest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
Yeah, that's exactly talking about the elect. The number that he has lodged for have been fulfilled, and i.e. they have been sealed in their forehead. You know, and it also said the ones that have been chosen from the beginning. That's exactly talking about the elect. Now, of course, like the brother was saying, we're going to be a nation of kings and priests. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're going to be a holy nation. Let me say that. We're going to be a holy nation.
Kings and priests, like you said, yeah. Nation of kings and priests.
But the elect are going to serve around the throne. They're going to be direct servants of Yahweh.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
And the rest of y'all, y'all going to be y'all going to be a holy people.
Yep.
Y'all ain't going to get that honor. You know.
That's correct, brother. Deuteronomy 32 verse 9, it says, the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Another one is Sirach 36 verse 11, right? It's the point. It says, gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit thou them as from the beginning. See? So like I was mentioning, yeah, you know, speaking of Israelites, we were from the beginning. But as the brother also harped on was, the number that the Lord lodges for, man, the elect, man. All right, bro. Yeah,
that's the main key of what GMS preaches, man, and what it's all about. It's about the elect, man. Everybody want to merge together, all the different camps and all this other stuff. Man, we just looking for the elect, man. Okay? We can't unite in false doctrines, man. You know?
Alright, go ahead, bro.
Alright, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 42. Ezra saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number. They all praise the Lord with songs.
Right. So when you go into the Bible, when you read, what is the precept that it gives you? Revelation 7 and 9. See, that mixed multitude. All Israelites, man.
And in the midst of them, there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads, he set crowns, and was more exalted.
Right. And we trying to receive that crown, man. Okay? We trying to receive the uncorruptible crown. See, that's what crown we want, man.
Right. That's the elect, like the scriptures tell us, like Paul said, we'll be fellow heirs with the Messiah, man, if we be of that number. But of course, it said he being exalted more than us. Because why? Because he's the son of Yahweh, man. So ultimately, of course, he has a higher status. But we will be fellow heirs with him, which is why he's giving us the crown. He had the power to give the crowns. Why? Because all the kings were giving it to him, man. So he can thus give us crowns as well. So we can be co-rulers, fellow heirs, man.
Yep. It says, verse 43, and in the midst of them there was a young man. Verse 40. Alright, he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. Verse 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms.
Right. You see, right. Oh, so I'm gonna go back to that. Like I said, we working for that uncorruptible crown, right? 1 Corinthians 9, verse 24 says, Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiving the prize? So run that ye may obtain. Every man that striving for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible, man. So that's what the elect, that's what we striving for, man. An incorruptible crown, man. See, these people want to get, these people out here, like when you look at these different entertainers and things like that, they really looking to get crowned on this side, man. See, when you got Jake, you got Israelites out here, man. Y'all looking to be the kings on this side, man. Which we are naturally kings and royal priesthood, but man, we not looking to be crowned on this side, man. How can you be, bro? We still gotta go to work. You see? So we just waiting for Yahweh to get, let us only be, to have his only begotten son, right? Crown us if we be up to the left.
Yeah, like that scripture says, like brother said, we waiting on, if we be of that number. The scripture say what? Every man that's striving for the mastery is temperate in all things. That temperance goes into having self-control, being really closely controlled. There are certain recipes that require you to temper something. You have to get it to the right temperature. So to speak spiritually, that's like keeping your cool, keeping control of yourself. Okay. Now they do it in the world because when you go for like a PhD, you gotta really buckle down, man. I'm gonna study this many days a week. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make sure I'm on time. I'm gonna, this, whatever the case may be, for whatever worldly goal you may be seeking after. So how much more for this uncorruptible crown? So that's a corruptible crown. That just something that popped in my mind when the brother was reading that scripture. You gotta be tempered in this thing, man. Enduring unto the end, man, which requires balance, man.
No, you go, bro. No, you good. Yeah.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, verse 46.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. You got a little bit.
Okay. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is this that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world, and then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
Right, so we read that. What is the immortal, man? Read that, bro. What's in Psalm 1 and 15?
Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 15. For righteousness is immortal.
Right, see, so righteousness is immortal, man. Okay? And that's what we trying to strive and continue to try to do the righteous things that's pleasing to Yahweh outside. Okay? Go ahead.
If it's that close,
yeah, I'm about to, yeah. Right, so that, and we was harping on that those men that stood stiffly for the name, man. You see? The real name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. Or the real name of the Lord.